So, by now you know everything about the Brisbane to Gladstone yacht race, from its early beginnings to the festivals that surround it. But what about trying it for yourself? Well, be warned, they say it's highly addictive.
So today I thought I'd sign on for what hopefully won't be a crash course. And there's probably a few sailing words that you've heard of but have absolutely no idea what they mean. Like hoisting, grinding, trimming, tacking and helming. Okay, well let's at least try and find out what they mean so that way you can at least pretend to know what you're on about. Now, how do you start this thing? Which way's the front?
To help shed some light on these sailing terms, I've joined the Southern Cross Sailing School, based out of Manly. Our captain and tutor is Michael Job, himself a veteran, but don't let him hear you say that, of 17 Brisbane to Gladstone races. He assures me if he doesn't know the meaning of the words, he'll happily make something up.
Okay, hoisting, Joe. Before we can go sailing, we've obviously got to pull the sails up. So hoisting is the act of actually pulling the sails up. You're going to be the linchpin in this operation. Hoisting. You're going to be pulling down on the halyard, which is the rope that pulls the sail up, and Katie, who's hidden behind the sail, they'll be taking up the slack. So it's actually you pulling the sail up. Now, a bit of technique to start with, just go straight down.
Yep.
Katie will take up the slack. When it gets hard, pull it out, but remember to give it back again. So don't just sort of let it flop back in, pull it out and give it back, and Katie will take the slack up.
And teamwork.
And teamwork, mate. We ready to go?
Katie?
Okay, let's go. That's great. Make sure she's catching up. That's great stuff, Joe.
Started off easy.
Yeah, it gets harder as it gets heavier as it goes up. Right, Joe, trimming. Look at that sail. That's the one we just pulled up. See, it's flapping. Trimming it is the art of pulling it on until it stops flapping for now. So same thing, winch is exactly the same as before. Trimming it on, but looking up at the sail too to make sure that it is working. Righto, Joe, grinding. Now, you've pulled it as much as you can by hand. Now, time for the hard work. Okay. First of all, we want to get a few more wraps around the winch. So nice and neatly stack those wraps on without getting your fingers caught around the back. That's excellent. And nice and neat stacks on. Right, now you hand that to me. Right. I'll tail. There's the winch handle for you. In over the top, both hands on the winch handle. All the way in, good back care, and away you go. And let's grind that sail on. Okay, tacking, Joe. At the moment, we're trying to sail as close as we can to the wind on this side. So we're going to turn the boat through the wind, and we're going to sail off on the other side of the wind. So we want to get up there where the wind's coming from, so we have to tack or zig and zag to get there.
So this is a racing technique?
This is a technique at all sailing, in fact. Okay. If the wind's coming from where you want to go, you have to tack to get there. So have a look up at the top of the sail there at that arrow.
Right.
And that tells you where the wind is, through the wind and off on the other side. So we have to let the jib off on this side and pull it on the other side of the boat during the tack. So your job's going to be to release that jib, then you're going to go across and grind for the one on the other side who's tailing.
Okay.
Joby's set sail all over the world, but reckons Queensland waters are the envy of others and provide the ultimate framework in which to learn the yachting craft. Also, with the Mighty Whitsundays just hours to the north, furthering your studies here can take place in arguably the best sailing classroom in the world.
Righto, helming, Joe. All day we've been making you run around as a crew member, but now you're in charge, mate. You've finally got your hands on the wheel.
This is what you aspire to, huh?
This is what you aspire to. But it's good that everyone, during the race training, everyone gets a chance to learn to steer. Everyone's involved in the helming of the boat, so it's important we can all do that. It's an important skill as a crew member to be able to steer.
And I guess once you've mastered all the other words, you can start looking at other words like racing and...
Winning.
Winning.
Exactly.
Sweating.
That's sweating. That's right. Drinking. Those are...